Here's Faust. Chips it towards the far post. Nodded clear, and Kalfas will pick it up on his return from suspension. Colbertaldo. There's a touch at the back for Lasse Ulrich.
Yeah, a couple of players coming into this game just under some injury clouds as well. Lasse Ulrich coming back. Josh Calabria, I think, picked up a knock late last week. And it'd be interesting, and Jay Kelly coming back from Olympic from injury as well. So it'd be interesting to see how they go throughout the 90 minutes.
Switch to this near side for Nick Faust. Lindsted's ball forwards. Pavlov's challenge. A throw in to Canberra, Croatia. Here's Ryan Keir. Subisic at the back. Came on as a substitute in the first half down in Kuma. One ball forwarding for Barac. And all he's done is keep that in play for Nick Faust, but the flag had gone up for offside as well.
So it's a couple of times Daniel Barac has been caught offside. Obviously, he's been given instructions from Dean Ugaric to make sure that he stands on the shoulders of the last defender there at Olympic.
Ball sent forward. Here's Piccolo. And Sparrow spreads it wide for Faust. Chance for him to take on the Canberra Croatia defence. Popovic. Piccolo. And all the way back to Lindstedt. Patient build-up for Canberra Olympic. Not going to be rushed tonight, Frank.
No, but you can see Daniel Sparrow asking for the ball speed to be sped up. I mean, he gave a great little ball out of the outside of his foot to Nick Faust.
Well, Popovic is in behind here, but the flag will go up against the centre forwards.
And there's a warning sign there for Canberra Croatia. Sparrow, if he's allowed to get his head up, find some time and some space, he can destroy teams.
Well, Sam Brown finds Keir. The three blue shirts converge on Ryan Keir very quickly. Pavlak forwards. Kishta. Bundled off it. Tarnowski. Lovely ball round the back for Nick Faust. Chance for him to swing this into the air towards Popovic, and Canberra Croatia concede the first corner of the afternoon, or the evening I should say.
Good start, Canberra Olympic. Tarnowski, first real contribution in the game there to play Nick Faust in behind, and they look very, very sharp at the moment.
Olympic will take the corner. Chance for them to load the penalty area, and Daniel Sparrow with the delivery to the near post, but he can't beat Michael Podgy. Not his best delivery.
No, and you do have a number of, like we've alluded to this before, Russ, you know, the number of tall players that Olympic have in their backline, and Kiki Tarnowski coming into the squad now as well just adds another tall player into the squad.
Well, Canberra Olympic's record here is quite remarkable. They won 5 of the last 6 regular season matches at Deakin and 1 draw. And their last loss at this venue was in round 23 back in 2013. Quite phenomenal, but conversely, they've lost 4 and drawn once of the last 5 on their home venue. So home venue for this match means very little. Quite remarkable, that Olympics record here. Frank, you were involved in quite a lot of those games. What is it about this place? We'll have a think about that just as they get this attack going with Dominici. Tarnowski. Quick feed in the middle. And chance for the break. Colbertaldo steps away beautifully from Sparrow and invites the chance for Kalfas to run at the defence. Nikos Kalfas with his trademark step over looks to squeeze it to Kishta. And in the end, Rory Larkin completes the clearance. Yeah, what is it about this venue, Frank?
I think the committee told me never lose to Deakin at Deakin, so I followed the instructions. Probably a bit too easy to get out there for Olympic. Rory did well to get that, stop that ball going out for a corner, but the clearance from Josh Calabria was just allowed to be too easily picked up from Stephen Dominici. And you could hear some of the Canberra Croatia boys talking, especially the guys at the back around the midfield, getting a bit closer to Dominici in that position.
Is Oida. Colbertaldo can just slide that one through, but that should be easy for Lindstedt. The signing from Tuggeranong United. Kelly back from a hamstring injury.
And that's a really welcome return for Canberra Olympic. Jay Kelly was instrumental in the league championship last year. He was one of my first picked every week. Just gives you 100%. Good athlete. Works his socks off. Really good for the club.
Subasic. Kalfas's flick. And won a free kick here. Alex McConaughey. Should mention Alex McConaughey's the man in the middle today. Damon Van Putten and Curtis Schaefer, his assistants.
Curtis Schaefer's got a pretty good goal scoring record for Brindabella as well, Ross.
He certainly does. Moonlighting as a match official tonight. Or maybe moonlights as a centre forward for Brindabella. Free kick. Chance to lift this one in from Oida, and it's been knocked clear. Pieces picked up by Colbertaldo. Good ball towards Kalfas. He's stolen in here, Nikos Kalfas. Momentarily, but Calabria stands strong, and Josh Calabria, one of the best one-on-one defenders in Canberra.
Yeah, wonderful ball there from Colbertaldo. Kalfas probably just mucked up his lines a little bit. His first touch just took him away from goal instead of towards goal. If his first touch was more towards goal, you would have been expecting a strike there on Rory Larkin's goal. But well done from Josh Calabria to get back, get his body in position to stop the threat.
Oida. It's a bit tight there, and Kisha swings that one across the middle. Balac was there, and that was an important foot away from Lindstedt. So Canberra Croatia.
Yeah, this is better now from Canberra Croatia. They've got a foothold back in the game. Olympic probably had the first 5 minutes.
Pavlak's ball in. Balac, real chance.
Should have been on target there.
Unmarked. 8 yards out. Daniel Balac couldn't direct the header on goal. Lovely ball in from Pavlak, and there's a warning for Canberra Olympic.
Absolutely, and I think Robbie would be disappointed there from the two centre-backs, allowing Daniel Balac to get in between them. Free header inside the box. Yeah, Daniel will probably be disappointed with that. Obviously, will be disappointed that he couldn't get that on target.
Mentioned at the top of the broadcast that these two have 83 major honours between them in Canberra, 59 of them for the home side, 24 for Canberra Olympic, and they've met in 4 of the last 7 grand finals, so it's fair to say I dubbed this the Canberra Classico, Frank, and it's probably fair.
Seriously, Russ, if when I was coaching the last few years at Olympic, the day after you went and you beat Canberra Croatia, as they call it now, you would find any excuse to get out of the house and walk to the shops or do anything. You felt like the king of Canberra for a day. There's nothing better.
Means much to the communities as well for around both these clubs, the heritage of these sides. Canberra Croatia, it's very much there in their name, and Canberra Olympic with their Greek backgrounds.
And the reason it means so much, Russ, is just the respect that both clubs have for each other.
Come back to that thought in a second as Popovic thought about injecting a bit of pace into the attack. And it's a healthy respect, isn't it, on and off the pitch?
Absolutely. Both really hard-working committees, a number of volunteers. Both have got rich histories, as you've mentioned, and good current players that will do anything to get the result for their team. You can't really ask for much more.
Good pick up by Tarnowski to Faust, and he'll run at the heart of the defence. Picked up by Oida, and in turn Lindstedt wins it back. Chance for Jay Kelly to go at Pavlak, and he's backing off Pavlak and invited the cross, which came off Marko Vrkic for another corner. Dangerous tactic to back off Jay Kelly in that area.
It is, and it looks as though might have a bit of an update. The Cooma game, Tigers game, looks like Tigers may have had a player sent off, according to the latest update.
Well, we'll check on that if we can. Here's a corner. Daniel Lindstedt in there. Kiki Tarnowski adds a bit of extra height to this Olympic team as well. Swung in towards the near post. Falls for Dominici, who might get a shot away here. It's fired at goalwards, and Sam Brown lost it momentarily.
did very well though to get his body behind that Sam Brown, and a great little strike there from Stephen Dominici outside of the box, cutting back onto his right foot.
I did mention that both these sides had their game postponed on the weekend. There were a couple of results. Panthers beat Woden Western 3-0 and Tuggeranong drew 0-0 with Belconnen. You were with us with that one, Frank.
Seems like just yesterday, Ross.
It wasn't too far away. Pavlak's ball in. This might run for Barach. Rory Larkin. He's got a Nike headband on today. I think I called it an Alice band before. He wasn't best impressed. I said my daughter's got one of them as well.
He's definitely one of a kind, Rory.
Easily picked out by Subasic.
And he's had an impressive start of the season, Daniel Subasic. Young player finding his way at centre-back. Would have came into the squad this year looking at people like Nick Boblis and Matty Gubrasa, wondering probably where he fitted in, but he's done an admirable job, as has Rikici.
Vukic finds Kia. Colbertaldo dropping deep. Normally named as the number 9 today, but well, as he was down at Kuma, given a kind of free role in that false 9 position. And interesting to see how Canberra Croatia cope with that. Now Kalfas has got in here, a bit of space for him to work. Slides it in towards Barach, sliding in. Always difficult to convert that one, but good run from Daniel Barach.
And really clever ball there from Kalfas as well to put into the space that Barach is running into. Again, Daniel probably a bit disappointed, even though it was a more difficult chance that he couldn't hit the target from there. At least to ask the question of Rory. But yeah, that was interesting, and a really clever ball there from Kalfas. He started off well.
3 games into the season, Daniel Barach still waiting for his first goal of the campaign, and for a player that scores roughly 1 every 2, for him that's a little bit of a drought. Had that good chance early on. Larkin's clearance is picked up by Pavlak. Here is Barach. I think Faust with him, and Barach trying to win it back, and he does so. Pavlak finds Kishta and Ryan Keir.
And Keir and Tanoski would be former New South Wales NPL players. Keir spent some time at Sydney Olympic. Kiki Tanoski at Rockdale. So they probably, obviously, apart from the work that they would have played against each other here in Canberra, they would have played against each other in Sydney as well.
Pochi swings that towards far post. Barach has peeled off into the danger area. Here comes Colbertaldo. Couldn't get a touch on it. Just an update from Gungahlin in close for you. Julian Borgner sent off for a second yellow card offence. So Tigers down to 10 men against Gungahlin United.
So that'd be the 3rd game in a row that there's been a player sent off in a Gungahlin game.
Well, Gungahlin went into the match tonight top of the table with 7 points. Level on points with Canberra Croatia and Belconnen United, but with a better goal difference. Olympic and Tigers a further point behind. Could throw a blanket over the top 5 in the competition. That should be easy for Brown, and fixtures coming thick and fast. Both these sides have tough-looking fixtures on paper on the weekend. Canberra Olympic host Tigers FC at O'Connor, so no real advantage for either of those sides playing midweek. Canberra Croatia, meanwhile, go to Melrose Synthetic to play Woden Western, who are 424 minutes without a goal at the moment. Frank, and they'll be desperate to break that duck. Here's Dominici in the penalty area. He's not struggled for goals this season. He's the leading scorer in the division.
Yeah, and you look at some of the quality out there, and even some of the quality on the bench. You've got some real game changers on the bench there for both sides. You know, Jason Greenwich and Seb Woods and Sosa Ahegi for Olympic. You know, teams like Woden would love to have that sort of artillery off the bench, or at least starting even.
We didn't really get to mention the bench. We had a few technical difficulties for kickoff. Jason Greenwich, Jordan Lamb and Dom Gianpaolo, the 3 outfield players for Canberra Croatia. As Barach takes on Lindsted's. Should be an easy clearance. And they've been forced to call up 16-year-old Sebastian Arantz as their substitute goalkeeper as well. Jason Mateja injured himself in the under-23 game beforehand, so he was unavailable. And Jacob Lane, the under-18s goalkeeper who they wanted to draft in, was also unavailable. Tanoski, Oider in the way. The Olympic bench, Seb Woods, Isosa Ahegi, Michael Southam, Dimitri Paraskos and James Christis as the backup goalkeeper. Potri. Plenty of room for him to move. Here's Kolbatau though, drop deep again. Oida, Pavlak wants it near sides and gets it. 3 red shirts in the penalty area for him to pick out if he can beat Nick Faust, and he does, and it's a decent one, it's dropping. And Larkin plucks it out of the night sky.
Yeah, Ivan Pavlak just trying to get onto his left foot there. Probably when he turned inside Nick Faust, probably had the opportunity to play with his right, but obviously opted for his left. And it's a very open field to this game, Russ.
Dominici thought about it from distance. Further update from Gungahlin coming for you in a moment. As Popovic went through, Gungahlin United awarded a penalty with 20 minutes to go, and Jeremy Habtemarian has missed. Placed his shot wide of goal, so still 0-0. Gilt-edged chance for the Gunners to take the lead there against 10-man Tigers. That's Habtemarian already scored twice from the spot this season.
Yeah, he's got a good record from the penalty spot.
Here's a chance for Dominici, and he fires it goalwards, and that's a great save down low by Sam Brown. First real action for the goalkeepers to be called into, and Brown, who we saw make a wonderful save against the Panthers earlier this year, pulls off another one.
Yeah, actually we were talking about the goalkeepers on the weekend, Russ, and probably remiss of me to mention Sam Brown. He's been one of the better goalkeepers over the course of the last 3 or 4 years, ever since he broke into the scene in the academy squad. But that's an outstanding save low to his right. That ball was definitely going bottom corner from Stephen Dominici,
who went for placement rather than power. That's Sparrow's ball in, and Brown less impressive with the punch. He thought he was impeded by Nick Popovic. Referee not having the bar of it. Another corner. Not quite as impressive as a save.
No, and based on that, if I was Daniel Sparrow, I'd be putting it somewhere right near him again.
See what he can do with this delivery from this side. Sparrow lining one up. 4 or 5 chances from corners early on. Deeper delivery again, but there's Kalfas in the way. Piccolo fires it back goalwards. Tanoski flag stays down. For a moment there was 4 blue shirts and no one between them and the goal. Now here come Canberra, Croatia on the break with Balac. Kolbatau ahead. And that's too far ahead for Daniel Kolbatau. Daniel Lindstedt could cover for Canberra Olympic. Yeah,
I think that ball needed to be played along the ground or earlier for Daniel Kolbatau to run onto. Daniel Lindstedt, despite being one of the taller players at Olympic, he is quite rapid from all accounts at training. He is quite quick in sprints and always does quite well.
Got a chance to form a partnership with Lasse Ulrich at the back. Faust forward for Kelly. Pavlak forcing him backwards. Balac takes it away. Now Piccolo on the cover. And the free kick given by Alex McConaughey. Little shirt pull.
Yeah, that was actually, to be honest, that was well picked up from Alex. Good refereeing.
Kishta goes short and early to Kolbatau. Kier to Oida. Pochi wants it wide. Comes to Kalfas. Eventually gets his way to Pochi. Nice move this for those in red. Kolbatau is in the near post. There is Daniel Kolbatau. And another headed opportunity for Canberra, Croatia. Not his forte, really, Kolbatau, but good chance again.
Yeah, and it's interesting, Russ, you see Kalfas actually tuck in a lot towards the central part of the park, and that just opens up the door for the overlapping fullback, Michael Pochi, to get outside. So generally what we're seeing is you've got Calabria following Kalfas in, and that opens the door for Pochi if Dominici doesn't track back.
There's usually goals when these two meet. The last time there wasn't was a goalless draw back in June 2017, the round 11 clash. I hope I haven't hexed it. We saw a goalless draw on Sunday. There's not many of them in capital football NPL competition. To get 2 in a week would be unlucky.
Well, we're still 0-0 there at Tigers Gungahlin.
That's true. Imagine 3 in a week. Balac pulls it back. Kier struggling to get there. Kelly got back before him. Now a bit of room for Sparrow to drive forwards. Looking to take in Nico Oida. Caught a bit late, but the advantage is played as Dominici takes over. Bag of tricks for him, but his little 1-2 with Popovic didn't work, and it's Canberra Croatia's turn to come forward. Kalfas Would have been disappointed with himself for getting sent off here, Frank, in that game we did against Gungahlin, the 1-1 draw.
Yep, no doubt at all, Russ. Interesting, just the space Kyle Bataldo is enjoying in midfield and the space that Sparrow's getting. That could really decide this game, to be honest.
Canberra Croatia unbeaten in their 3 matches this season, 2 wins and a draw. Last season in 16 matches they lost 6, which is unheard of really for a team of this quality.
Yeah, it was interesting last year. They did go through a bit of a patch where they did lose a few games that you wouldn't have expected them to, but as a coach you knew you were up for a massive game against them. You knew that they had something in the locker that they could lift and pull something out, and they did against Olympic a couple of times.
Larkin sends it long. Pochi wins a header. Here's Kalfas. Nice turn to find Kier. Calabria, though, tracked him all the way and wins it back, and now we'll look to send Popovic in behind. It's not a bad ball, that one, and that was a good piece of covering defence by Daniel Subasic. No time to really analyse anything, is there, Frank? It's quite helter-skelter. Both teams want to get on with it early.
Yep, and here's another player that should be full of confidence after his last hit out, Kistis.
Yeah, Kishta with a hat-trick against Tigers. And 2 absolute beauties, and that's talking to beauties. What a ball that is from Kel Bataldo, looking for Oida. If he can keep it in play, he can. Not.
Yeah. I was sort of pointing at that run for a little while, and again, it's they seem to be loading up the centre of the park and then opening that channel up down Olympic's left-hand side. You could just see from that last passage of play when Olympic attacked, Josh Calabria has followed Ryan Keir and Kalfas, right across to this side of the pitch to win that tackle and release Popovic. But what that does mean is there is this bit of space down Olympic's left-hand side.
You know I like random stats, Frank. I've got one for you here. This is the 4th game in a row that these teams haven't met on a weekend, which is quite bizarre. Last year, the 2 league games were on a Friday and a Wednesday. They met in an FA Cup quarter-final on a Wednesday, and here we are again on a Wednesday.
And in a way, it's a shame, Russ, because you'd love to see. One of the best things about these games were the crowds that we got. People were engaged. We had full crowds here at Deakin Stadium and even at O'Connor.
Tanoski's ball forward, fast was there. Yeah, not quite as many tonight, of course. Kishta finds Balac. Kishta wants it back as well, but it's a bit short from last year's leading scorer. Brought in to replace the goals of Thomas James, which was a tough ask to follow.
Absolutely. He was instrumental in 90%, you'd say, easily, of the Reds' goals in the season before he moved to Wollongong, and then just took all before him in the New South Wales Premier League before now he's moved to Perth.
Robbie Cadnach took over a Canberra Olympic side this year from Frank Keisha, and it's a much changed Canberra Olympic side. Nick Bobolas and Tim Bobolas, Kofi Danning, Eli Dowich, Daniel Felici, Andrei Janchevsky, Nathan Medjic, Sean Pateman, Zidane Mutlu all left the club. Here's Kalfas on the other wing. I'll bring Frank in on that point in just a moment. Pulls it back for Kishta. We know he likes the shot. Couldn't squeeze it through. And Verkic wins a header. So it's a big turnaround in players, wasn't there? And some of those are instrumental.
Yeah, four or 5 of those were just regular stuff. We're a bit unfortunate with both the Bobolas boys being out for a lot of last year. But people like Medjic and Janchevsky and Danning were regular starters.
Here's Dominici off and running past Pochi in the first instance. Subasic back out to help him. Cross takes a bit of a nick, but Tanoski will trot over here to recover. Piccolo wants it. Kelly gets it. Back to Piccolo now. Tanoski.
And Russ, we're getting a few messages through that is a bit crackly here. It's with the commentary. Not really much we can do about it.
Yeah, apologies for that. We're having a few technical difficulties. I think the weather beforehand didn't exactly help us. It rained all day through the under-23s. We'll try and sort that out at half-time if it's a possibility. Thanks for tuning in, though, watching Bar TV Sports on a Wednesday night. Dominici finds Ulrich. Caught late, he wants a free kick, and it's given. Might have seen the advantage as Tarnowski was going to find Kelly, but this is in prime territory for a Canberra Olympic shot at goal.
Lars makes sure that everyone on the ground knew that he was going down.
Yeah, maybe crackly on the commentary, but I'm pretty sure you would have heard Ulrich. My dad's watching in the UK. You probably heard him from there. Shout out to my old man. Sitting in his shorts in Bath, 35 degrees. In Trowbridge, I should say.
He's not in a bath.
Not in the bath, no.
Thank you. Okay.
He might be. It's baking hot, apparently. You know what it's like with the British people. When it gets over 30 degrees, it's
Daniel Sparrow
guns out. Free kick for Sparrow. Well, he's lined it up, hasn't he?
Absolutely. And he'll be trying to keep this. Well, first of all, get on target and ask the question.
Here is Sparrow up and over the wall. It's dipping, but it's dipping just too late. And to his credit, I think Sam Brown had that covered.
Yeah, probably a little bit too straight there for Sparrow. But dangerous territory there.
Still awaiting our first goal. 17 minutes left of the first half. Still no goals at GEO as well. Long way to go in this one, but 4 draws this evening would mean that the race for the top 4, Frank, with 3 rounds to go, would be so close.
And it's what I said to you as well on the weekend, Russ. You could potentially have 2 teams that finish undefeated that don't finish top of the table.
Absolutely. I mean, Tuggeranong United played Gungahlin on the weekend. Let's just play devil's advocate and say all 4 of these teams do draw. A Tuggeranong win against Gungahlin on the weekend will put them level on points with some of the top sides in this division.
But you could just as easily see Canberra Croatia winning this game, Gungahlin drawing against Cooma. Gungahlin could easily, run out of time with, only 7 games in a season to wind them back in.
Well, a Gungahlin draw with Tigers tonight, and whoever won this would be top of the ladder after 4 rounds.
There you go. And if Olympic manage to get the win, then they're out of those 3 teams. They're the only ones that have lost the game this season when they let it down to Belconnen.
Subasic finds Oida. Sparrow got a foot in. Now here's a chance for Popovic. He's off and running, and he's brought down as well, right on the edge of the box. And this, again, is a really good position. Tough to get it up and over the wall from here, though.
You'd want to be keeping this low, I reckon, Russ. Just trying to hit bottom corner. But this is a really dangerous position. But the press there from Olympic was impressive. Winning the ball back, and breaking quickly. That's a hallmark of Olympic over the last few years, and that's really impressive.
Who's been entrusted with this one? Is this Jay Kelly?
Jay Kelly and Tarnowski over the ball, I believe.
Tarnowski having a word with Jay Kelly, but it looks like it is going to be Jay Kelly to strike. 5 NPL goals to his name. Looking to add to the tally. It's Kelly, and he smashed it goalwards, but it was always rising. Went for power rather than accuracy.
Yeah, Jay pretty much hits the ball as hard as anyone in the city, I would say. Training over the last year especially, he can strike a ball as clean as anyone. Sparrow's in the same boat, but they do, obviously, these are harmless if they're not getting them on target. So you'd just like to see them ask the question of the goalkeeper.
Well, they might now. Here's Tarnowski's sliding challenge from Vertikic is a very good one. Barac twisting and turning with Faust, and now looking for Kishta, but the flag will go up against the Greek midfielder. On this surface as well, Frank, we did have a bit of rain during the day, and then there was a fair bit of a downpour during the under-23, so it is skiddy, and the ball will skip off.
Yeah, not like we saw last week at the synthetic, where it was almost impossible to hit anything past a player and expect them to catch up to it. But you've probably got, you've got the best surface in Canberra right here, and hats off to the Canberra Croatia staff to prepare this pitch the way they have.
Yeah, we were here a couple of weeks ago for that game against Gungahlin when the pitch was waterlogged, and they managed to get that game underway. Much better conditions tonight. Still await the first goal though inside the final 15 minutes of the first half. Subasic will take the free kick, and he's gone towards Pavlak. one-on-one with Faust again. Good ball in. It's a disguised one. The flag's up again against Balac.
Clever ball, though. So Russ just received a message from our friends in Noosa, the Jancheskis. Special shout-out to Andre and Sasha, who's watching this game. And this is where Andre really introduced himself to the Canberra public last year, scoring twice in a 3-0 victory.
Certainly did on the Friday night here, wasn't it? In a game that Olympic absolutely dominated, and it could have been a lot more. And that kind of kickstart the Canberra Croatia problems. You might have heard that. You might have heard that over this announcement over the loudspeakers. A couple of minutes remaining. You reckon that was for the players?
Maybe it's for the coaches, so they know they don't have to go too hard. That looked out.
Well, Faust is carrying on, and that's a thumping challenge from Verdikic. Upshot is a corner. You can hear the loudspeaker here a mile off, can't you? The announcements. Well, yet another corner and another chance for Daniel Sparrow. Huge cluster of blue shirts in and around the penalty spots. Plenty to aim for. Near post was Calabria, and it's again a bit flat and easily dealt with by Michael Pocci.
Yeah, the delivery hasn't, apart from that run that really sort of tested Sam Brown, there hasn't been great delivery into the box from these corners.
Piccolo finds Calabria. Came off Kalfas. Tarnowski wins it back and now invites Piccolo to leave it for Faust. Happy to go back to Lindstedt and switch a play over the head of Pocci.
It's a very good ball there.
It is a decent ball, a chance for Olympic to win another corner. They're racking them up in this first half. Nick Popovic had peeled away.
Yeah, the problem Nick Forst had there, Faust, was he looked up and Jay Kelly was central, so he really didn't have anything to play outside of going back to Daniel Lindstedt, who, really nice switch of the play there. There's Calabria getting forward by the looks of things and winning another corner. And this is where the corner was dangerous from this side of the field, so let's see if we can get a better delivery this time in from Daniel Sparrow.
Again, plenty of blue shirts to aim for. Swings it towards the far post. It's nodded clear. Kelly might win this. Balac was back to help out and just lamp it out towards the Ivan Bullen stand. Interesting off the corners. Stephen Dominici, 131 NPL goals. Just takes up that little position on the edge of the box, Frank. Looking for any pieces.
Yeah, he's pretty good at it.
Delivery again is decent, and Brown decides the two-fisted punch is the way ahead. Kelly picks up. Tormenting Pavlak, swings it in. The deflection could have gone anywhere, and it was well defended in the end.
Excellent work there, Jay Kelly. Really fast, flat delivery into the box after winning his battle there with Ivan Pavlak.
Cole Bataldo wins a free kick. Low centre of gravity just allows him to twist away from those attempted tackles. Subasic goes early and again long. Looking for Kalfas on battle with Faust, but the nudge in the back was seen by Alex McConaughey, and a free kick goes to Canberra Olympic. Live football on Bar TV Sports this weekend. Round 5 action from the Riverside Stadium on Saturday. You can join myself and Mitch Stevens for Belconnen United versus Monero Panthers, a Belconnen home game that's been switched to the Queanbeyan venue. And on Sunday afternoon we're scheduled for Tuggeranong versus Gungahlin at Canberra 2 if it does go ahead at that venue. Ball into the area. Might come for Kalfas. Looks for Kishta. Back to Ryan Keir. Kishta again. Keir once more. Pavlak. Kishta. Just knocking the ball around near Canberra, Croatia, but not able to find the key to unlock the defence at the moment. Did mention they have one of the most experienced benches I've ever seen in NPL history. Jason Ugrinich, 143 games. Jordan Lamb, 104. Dom Giampaolo, 167. Plenty of quality to call upon, should they need it later on. Tarnowski finds Popovic. Dominici peels away left. That's where he goes. Popovic wants to return. Tanoski on the top of the box. Piccolo coming in the far post. Tanoski looks to slide it through for Dominici. Goes down under the challenge. Popovic looking to rescue the situation. Asked a question of Alex McConaughey.
Yeah, that was very close to McConaughey putting his mouth to the whistle to his mouth there. But in all, that's pretty good defending there from Daniel Subasic. Not just for the first challenge there to manoeuvre Stephen Dominici off the ball, but while he was on the ground, make sure he didn't make the follow-up foul or anything like that, which could have been just as easily a penalty. So, hats off there for Daniel Subasic. He's done a great job.
Here's Tanoski. Thought about it. Tried to find Popovic. And Subasic was there again.
And Tanoski starting to pull some strings in midfield now, Russ.
He's settling into this role. Sparrow. Faust against Pavlak's been one of the duels of the first half. Pavlak wins that battle. Verdikic. That's a nice ball to pick out Badac. Only Colbertado and Kalfas in front of him, so Kishta in support now. Looking to slide it for Badac. Kishta going for the return. Here's Emilio Kishta. Well defended by Josh Calabria.
Just a couple of times there you've seen the Olympic back four just get caught a little bit square. Nico Ujo just threatening as well on the outside, and then finally Kistas has burst through, but really well defended there, Josh Calabria.
Pavlak. Colbertaldo. Ryan Keir.
Apparently Gungahlin are up 1-0, Russ, and another send-off by the sounds of things.
We'll just double check on that for you.
I hope people that are... I'm trusting the people that are texting me, Russ.
Yeah, stoppage time winner from Jack Green.
Of course.
I wonder if it was a header.
Oh.
When he's needed, he comes up goods.
Still have nightmares.
Pavlak looks for the 1-2. Wouldn't you know it? They just know how to win at the moment. Gungahlin United looks like they've stolen another 3 points.
And I think there's another send-off as well.
We'll double check on the send-off.
The rumour is Jacob Cole, which could be enormous ramifications for the weekend game as well, depending on what's happened.
Well, double check officially on that. Here's Piccolo. It's a temporary dismissal rather than a send-off.
Okay.
Find out who it was. They can be confusing when a player leaves the field. Ask Chris Kamara.
And apparently it wasn't a header, from what I understand.
Well, they've missed a penalty and they've nicked one in the 90th minute to win it. Jacob Cole was sent to the sin bin, so Lawrence Redman has taken over in goal for the Tigers for the final few seconds of that one. They don't carry a reserve goalkeeper on their bench, the Tigers, and we did mention during the season whether that was going to be a problem. Jacob Cole having to play under 23s and first grade at the moment for the Kuma outfit.
You would think, honestly, if you're a young aspiring goalkeeper trying to break into NPL, that would be one of the first phone calls you make, I reckon, right at the moment.
Well, you get yourself a game in the under 23s every week, without a shadow of a doubt.
Exactly right, and not only that, you get to be able to train with Ryan and his squad and learn from Jacob Cole, who, like we said, one of the best goalkeepers in Canberra and has been for a long time. So, yeah, I'm not telling anybody to leave the club and go there, but gee, I tell you what, if you're looking for a gig and a good learning experience, there you go.
Well, a Gungahlin win, if it looks like it's going to stay that way, we'll put them on 10 points, which means for Canberra Croatia to go top tonight, they'll have to win 5-0, Frank, which probably isn't going to happen.
Chances are you'd probably be able to write a pretty big ticket if you wanted to have that as a bet, I reckon, Ross.
And it has finished full-time at Gungahlin in close. Gungahlin United 1, Tigers FC 0. Jack Green to the rescue for Marcel Munoz's team, who remain top of the table tonight, ahead of the game against Tuggeranong on the weekend. That's what wins your championships, Frank.
Exactly right. I remember last year when Kofi Danning put one bottom corner against Tuggeranong. We were down 1-0. We had 2 players sent off, and we managed to get ourselves back and and win that game. And that went a long way to winning us the championship. So exactly right, Russ.
Well, can either of these teams keep themselves up in the chase? Here's Jay Kelly. Tanoski is finding some room now. Dominici slides it through. Kelly's going for the return. He's got goal side here, and it's just wide of goal.
Gee, I was waiting for the net there, Russ. That was brilliant work from Jay Kelly. Just such a big engine on that kid. He just runs and runs and runs. And interesting there, I think the Canberra Croatia midfield just got exposed a little bit. Without Daniel Koboltala playing midfield, you really are relying on Kistis to support Nico Udjo and Ryan Keir and hold a little bit more. But they had numbers placed forward, and that allowed Olympic to break at pace. But unlucky Jay Kelly. Great save, Sam Brown.
It was a good stop from Brown. It's a corner to Olympic. Swung in towards the far post. Deep one. Tanoski arriving. It's loose in the area, bouncing around. Can a blue shirt get on it? They can't. And now here's Daniel Badac on the break for Canberra Croatia. Koboltala's made a good run this near side, but Badac can't find him. And there was havoc in the Canberra Croatia penalty area there for a moment. It looked like Tanoski was going to score, and he went back across goal rather than at goal.
Yeah, Robbie'd be wondering how that doesn't go in. Number of opportunities there. Tanoski's header. Again, a better delivery this time from Sparrow into the box from that corner. And on the flip side there, great defending from Daniel Lindstedt to actually block that early pass from Daniel Barrett to Daniel Koboltala, who took up a great position moving forward.
Into the final 90 seconds of the first half. It's been a cagey affair. There's been half chances at both ends. Sam Brown's made one terrific save from Stephen Dominici. And two really good headed opportunities for Barac, and Koboltala went begging for Croatia. Here's Kishta. Koboltala will just try to flick it on towards Pavlak, and there was Jay Kelly helping out defensively. Curtis Schaefer's given the throw in to Canberra Olympic, which has not gone down well in these parts. Kelly's ball forward. Pochi loads of time to pick up the loose ball, finds Uida. Keir to Verkic. And that one's overhit and will run out of play.
But that's okay. I mean, you can actually, even though he's overhit that, and this is an opportunity for Canberra Croatia to just press forward a little bit, try to keep Olympic in their territory. And again, I think probably just that last little bit just shows the value that Jay Kelly brings to this squad, forward and back. It's Tanoski. Effortlessly past Ryan Keir, but can't get past Pavlak. And Keir finds Koboltala. Now there's a bit of space for Daniel Barac here. And he's lining up a shot from range, fizzes it goalwards, but cut across the ball, and that was always going wide of goal. Shouldn't be 2 minutes, too much time added on, you wouldn't think. And who's going to be happiest going into half-time, do you think, Frank? Me.
It's a long walk for a coffee.
Look, I think both coaches now have got a lot of work to do as far as, like, do they roll the dice and throw more men forward? Do they look at their benches? Yeah, it's evenly poised.
Is there a sting in the tail at the end of the first 45, though? Keir finds Kishta. It's very congested in the middle of the park, as it has been for most of the game. Koboltala sends it wide. Barac. Here's Kalfas. Can he deliver something in the gloom of the floodlights, just in front of where the Olympic support sits?
The Olympic stand, we used to call it.
Well, they've had some great nights here, Canberra Olympic, in the past. Their FFA Cup run was at this venue, but in the first half they haven't been able to find a way through past Sam Brown, and neither have Canberra Croatia against Rory Larkin. And at half-time it's fairly even, Frank.
It is, and I don't think there's a struck match between the two sides. Both sides have created opportunities. Sam Brown's been called into play just probably a little bit more to actually make some saves. But having said that, Canberra Croatia have had a couple of opportunities to get strikes in on target and just haven't been able to manage to ask Rory Larkin a question. So nothing between this, Russ, and I think it'll be very much the same in the second half.
I did mention the last goalless draw between this pair was back in June 2017 in round 11. At the moment, we're on track for another, because at half-time at Deakin Stadium is Croatia 0, Canberra Olympic 0. So welcome back to Deakin Stadium in the second half of the Canberra Classico. Canberra Olympic versus Canberra Croatia. No goals at the break, and you can see in your shot at the bottom, Stephen Dominici.
He's waiting for an interview, Russ.
He's still on a goal drought. Been a game and a half, I think, now.
It's been 45 minutes, Stephen, since you scored.
He is having a chat.
He said
he
usually scores second half.
He's promising us a goal. So big words
No.
live on air on Bar TV Sports at half time.
I'll give you the tip. He also normally gets sent off in the second half as well.
Where else can you get interaction with the players?
You know,
only on the home of grassroots football.
I finally thought, Russ, I said, Calabria and Dominici are playing. They won't bother me today, and yet Stephen still finds a way.
He still finds a way every single time.
One of the best boys.
So it's half-time here, it's 0-0. If you hadn't heard, full-time at Gungahlin enclosed. Gungahlin United scraped past 10-man Tigers FC with a last-minute winner from Jack Green, a 1-0 win that puts Gungahlin on 10 points, top of the ladder, where they will stay unless Canberra Croatia can find 5 goals this evening, which seems highly unlikely based on that first half. But stranger things have happened. Looking around, no changes, it doesn't seem, from either side. So, as we were, Brown in goal, Pochi, Subasic, Verdikic, Pavlak, Kier, Oida, Kishta, Barac, Kolbatado, Kalfas for the Reds. Larkin, Faust, Lindstedt, Ulrich, Calabria, Sparrow, Piccolo, Tanoski, Kelly, Popovic and Dominici for the Blues.
Canberra Croatia have got their substitutes warming up already, Russ, as well.
They're very big bench, hugely experienced bench. Long ball forward early on. As the crackles come back a bit, we apologise for any static you might be getting during the commentary this evening. It's Josh Calabria. Well, it's Daniel Lindstedt. Nick Faust on the far side. Might be able to see on the camera as well, it's a bit misty and foggy, and the temperature's a bit cold as well. Not as cold as it has been over the last few days in Canberra, but still a bit nippy.
Not as cold as obviously a lot warmer in the Canberra Croatia clubhouse, where the Canberra Croatia boys spent their half time, Russ.
They did. Not sure they were filling up on Chivapis and Kranskis though, getting some tactical advice from Dino Grinic. Here's Popovic. Kelly swings the ball in, and defensively they need to clear this, and they haven't. Have at the second attempt. Piccolo might be there on the edge of the box though. Brings Calabria into play. Oh, and he's got that all wrong. I think he's kicked it into his own foot, and Stephen Dominici thinks that's the funniest thing he's seen all day. You can hear him laughing.
He's Stephen Dominici and Josh Calabria, like I said, and Josh is calling for the substitution, and so he should. Even Barrett is having a bit of a laugh at him, but that's great to see the spirit between the two clubs and the local players here in Canberra. It's fantastic.
Here is Dominici. He asked Calabria to get after it, and they're not on the same wavelength there.
The good thing is, Russ, if it does finish 0-0, we do have a highlight.
Sparrow, tackled by Kishta. Kalfas helped it on, but Faust read his intentions. It's come off the head of Potri, and Verkic launches it high. Calabria wins it.
Okay, it's not our role to sort of pick out fouls and stuff, but Kalfas did not have his eyes on that ball at all when he went for that header with Calabria. His intention was just to run in and disrupt the header that Calabria was about to put on.
Yeah, it looked like a foul, didn't it? Alex McConaughey letting him get away with the one there. And Pochi will take the throw.
Bit of a chat, Colbertaldo and Lasse Ulrich. As we said, these guys, they know each other pretty well, and I know Colbertaldo still has a fair bit of social interaction with the Olympic boys.
Kalfas has turned into trouble. Tanoski beaten by Oida. Colbertaldo skips past his pass past Ulrich. Nowhere to go for Barac. It's noticeable that there's no time on the ball for anyone out there at the moment.
To be honest, you're dead right, Russ. The one person that does seem to have a bit of time in midfield out of the two clubs is Ryan Keir, and I was impressed with him against Gungahlin as well. He's looks like he's got himself a little bit fitter this year. He's, as usually, composed, and he's doing a really good job here for Canberra Croatia.
Well, I hate to tell you, Frank, but feels like it's starting to rain.
Yeah, good one. Great.
Which is not good news for everybody involved. Ball forward to Kishta, looking for Kalfas. And his shot from range is blocked. Not ideal conditions as it starts to come down. Might try and find something to keep us dry, Frank, like your umbrella.
I'm going to blame our cameraman here, Ross. He promised us no rain.
Well, he did look at the forecast, so can blame the meteorologists as well, maybe.
This guy's closer though, Ross. Letting a little bit go here, Alex. Olympic blowing up there for a free kick.
Yeah, they wanted one, wasn't given. It's back to Sam Brown. Hopefully it's just a brief passing shower. Colbertaldo finds Kishta, back to Colbertaldo. Oh, lovely turn in midfield. And there's plenty of space for Michael Pocci. Uider ahead of him. Balac wants it as well, but that's come off of the knee of Calabria. Finds Kishta, who drives it goalwards, but over the top of the crossbar. No problem.
And that's the confidence that Kistas has from his hat-trick against Tigers last week, or the week before.
Well, we know he can strike a ball, so why not have a pop from there?
I think one of the messages I would have given the players at half-time is just to try to get their head over the ball when they do strike at goal and get it low and get it on target.
They've almost turned that over. Rory Larkin had to be careful.
Yeah, Daniel Linstead nearly with the false touch, playing out from the back. And that's another mistake here from the Olympic back four. Ball skidding off the ground underneath Calabria's feet.
Well, Pocci will take the throw. Well, if you're watching at home and you're nice and warm and dry, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sending a raft of messages at half-time as well. Here's Ryan Keir sliding it through, and the flag is up against Nico Uider. I mentioned my dad watching it in the UK in the warmth. Ian Worthington sent me a message saying, well, we've got a typically British day here, Frank, and he's not wrong, is he?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're the expert on British days. I'm Maltese heritage, mate. We, sun.
Always sun shining in Malta, isn't it?
So they tell me.
Sparrow. Where else would you rather be? I've asked you these questions before, Frank, and it's always at Deakin Stadium watching football.
No, you just don't give me a chance to answer on it.
Well, that's because you might never come back, and I need a co-commentator. Sparrow flicks that wide. Faust is in here. Chance for him to pick out a runner. Look for Tarnowski. It's going to make its way to Dominici, and he drives it goalwards, but he was leaning over it all the way, and it never troubled Sam Brown.
Again, some ball there from Daniel Sparrow, picking out Nick Forst, getting on the outside of, I think it was Rikic or Pavlak out on the Canberra Croatia left-hand side. And that's the thing. I mean, Nick Faust is, to me, he's one of the most underrated players in the competition. I loved having him in my squad, and especially when we had someone like Tim Boblis as well. There was always going to be a headache. We were a bit fortunate that they both sort of didn't play at the same time, but gee, they're great players.
Bit of a slice there from Pavlak, and Popovic has it. Here's Piccolo. Can he deliver? 2 against 2 in the middle. Tarnowski arriving, and it's bounced off of Uider, and credit to him, actually. He's guided that header back very neatly to Brown.
That could have easily fallen on Stephen Dominici. Lurking back post. But again, really good work from Popovic to release Michael Piccolo, who's put in a great ball. I think Kiki's probably a little bit disappointed with his header.
It's a good pick out as well. Here's Kishta. Colbertaldo. Kishta outside. And a good win back from Faust. Now he stretches his legs. Tarnowski in midfield. There's a heap of space to Dominici on this near side if he can find him, and he has with that raking pass. And Stephen Dominici loves these positions, running at the opposition into the penalty area, inviting the challenge. Tanoski lining one up from distance, fizzes it goalwards, and good hands from Sam Brown to not only get behind it but to hold it as well.
Love that Sam Brown actually held that. Great to see goalkeepers actually catch the ball and not go for the two-fisted punch all the time. But again, that's finally we've got a shot that's actually on target, Russ, that has stayed below the bar. It's important that players take a bit of a lesson from that.
Had a fair bit of meat on it as well, didn't it, when it left his boots?
Yeah, good player. You're a really good pick up there from Olympic during over the last couple of weeks to get Kiki Tanoski to sign on the dotted line. That's a really big asset for Robbie Catanach moving forward this season.
Barac. Pochi. Kishta. Was he caught late by Kelly? Kalfas is given the advantage and he looks to come in field, and it's a sliding chance from Ulrich. It looked all ball despite Kalfas staying down. An Olympic kick it out of play.
Yeah, it was Daniel Lindstedt.
Sorry, it was Lindstedt, my bad.
I thought he got ball. Maybe it's the way he landed. He could have actually picked up the foul on Kistas to start off with if he wanted to bring it back, if he didn't think that was a good enough advantage.
I think it might have been knee on knee when he followed through, Frank. I don't have the replay here, but correct me if I'm wrong, when Lindstedt made that challenge, it could well have been knee on knee once he got the ball, and that's a bit of a painful one.
Always. Yep.
No malicious intent either, and Kalfas, I don't think, has done any lasting damage. A reminder of where we are on the weekend for Bar TV Sports. If you love your local football, NPL coverage on the home of grassroots football at the Riverside Stadium for Monero Panthers versus Belconnen United. A Belconnen United home game that's been switched to the Riverside, 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. On Sunday, Tuggeranong United host top of the table Gungahlin United, provisionally at Canberra 2. But we know exactly how that field plays. We'd love to see a game at Canberra 2, Frank. I'd love to get down there with the cameras, but whether or not that will be changed, we'll see. Lachlan Roberts has just turned up from Capital Football and tells me it's going to be at Hawker Football Centre, so there we go. We won't be going to Canberra 2.
Yeah, to be honest, I think some of the Tuggeranong boys would like to be seeing Gungahlin at Canberra 2 instead of Hawker as well, to be honest.
I tell you who will be happy they're not going to Canberra 2, Marcel Munoz.
Exactly
and
right.
his team, I think.
Exactly right.
Not that they'll be too concerned. They do have a reasonable record at Canberra 2. They've won a few games there over the years.
But they also blew a 2-0 lead there last
They certainly
year.
did.
That's
Decision to be made here, Frank.
Gee,
Josh Calabria went down. Corner is given. He must have got the ball.
There. Yeah, Pochi just got caught the wrong side there. And Josh Calabria's still,
Yeah, they lost there last year, didn't they?
Yeah, 2-0 up, and the game turned on its head.
No love lost between those two sides either. Looking forward to that one. Should be a decent test for Gungahlin as well. Tuggeranong United 2 clean sheets in a row after conceding 9 in the first 2. And turn around for Mitch Stevens and his group. Still 0-0 here. Just over half an hour to play in the Canberra Classico. I'm going to persist with that until it takes off. Can Sparrow find the delivery? Swung it in. It's the 8th corner of the match for Canberra Olympic. They had 7 in the first half. And they had all the shots on target as well, but they're in trouble here if Kalfas can swing it towards Pochi, but Faust was alert to the danger.
And Stephen Dominici playing the last line of defence.
It's Cole Bataldo. Kishta got a pace from Faust there to get back. Beautifully defended. Well, Stephen Dominici, no stranger to defence, is he? Started off his rep football, was left back for most of the time before he became a senior player.
So he tells me.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, once they put him
yeah.
up front, he never went back again. But
Ever. Except for now.
it happens. It happens once you get up there. Here's Ulrich, looking to swing that towards Popovic. Subasic wins the battle. Sparrow looks to slide it forwards. Good foot in by Pavlak. Sparrow wins it back though. There's Ryan Keir sliding in, and Sparrow just bundling his way through, and it all gets a little bit heated in the middle of the park. Nico Oida and Daniel Sparrow exchanging pleasantries, and they've gone quickly here. Here's Stephen Dominici running in the penalty. Yeah, Dominici on that left foot over the crossbar.
And to be perfectly honest, that's a bit of a hallmark of the coach of Canberra Olympics playing days when he wasn't playing for Olympic at Deakin. Quick take and free kick, does catch a team off guard, and that was really well worked there from Tanoski to find Dominici, who struck it with his left foot just over the bar.
Well, half the team was still complaining about the challenge, and Canberra Olympic gone on with it. Subasic drills it into Tanoski, and that's ricocheted back to Brown.
I think Robbie would be really happy with the debut of Kiki Tanoski tonight.
Certainly adds something different to this outfit. Strengthens the squad considerably. And like you said before, in the first half, the return of Jay Kelly does that as well.
And our first substitution, Ross.
Can't see who it is. No one seems to be keen to come on.
I think he's taking Ryan Keir off.
And Ryan Keir's plodding over there, it would seem.
So it looks like Jason
Ugrinich.
And Cole Batale drops back into midfield.
Interesting change by Dean Ugrinich. Left out his son, Jason Ugrinich, today. One goal this season.
Coming off number 6
for the substitute.
Replaced by number 9, Jason.
Scored the winner in stoppage time against Monero Panthers in round 1. Did Jason Ugrinich. One of 85 NPL goals to his name. Could make a name for himself here if he made it 86 before the night was out.
Oh, to be fair, I think Jason's made a name for himself.
At this club.
Correct, okay. Yeah, interesting, isn't it, Russ? I just wondered if that was a predetermined substitution that Dean had in mind. Obviously, half an hour to go. I thought Ryan was looking at one of the better players in the Canberra Croatia midfield.
Kelly can't keep that in. But you did mention he was the one that was finding the space in the centre of the park, which has been very limited for these players throughout this 60 minutes or so that we've played. But fresh legs, and we know Ugrinich has got an eye for a goal.
And he can score, absolutely. He's got one of the better left foots in Canberra. It'd be a great duel down here, this side of the field. Josh Calabria and Jason Ugrinich, who would have been playing against each other for years, and I don't think there'd be any love lost between the two players. So, be interesting to see.
Well, I'm sure Gungahlin United are getting showered and changed and turning this one on, and this would be a great result for them. A 0-0 draw. Good result for everybody else, like Belconnen as well, and Tuggeranong. Keeps everybody in touch with a chance of a place in the top 4. 3 rounds to go in this curtailed season before top 4 and bottom 4 splits. Lindstedt thought for a second they'd taken his after ball. And then we start again for a round robin. And then a grand final. And then a bottom 4 grand final. Still don't know what we're calling it, Frank. I'm still waiting for some suggestions. The 5th versus 8th playoff.
Yeah. I'll just looking at it, just shows how closely matched a lot of these teams are, Russ.
1 second, Frank, because Kishta's lining it up. And Ryan Grogan will be watching that going, why couldn't he have done that last week?
I think Jacob Cole would probably have an opinion on that too, just quietly.
I felt for Jacob Cole last week down in Nijong as well, the week before I should say. He was in goal in the 23s, he shipped in 9 and couldn't really do anything about any of those. And then 4 stunners in first grade. He's had better weekends. Got himself a temporary dismissal tonight, so...
Yeah, so we were here a couple of weeks ago, Russ, when Canberra Croatia drew with Gungahlin, and that was really, closely matched in two sides. To be honest, Canberra Croatia probably had a couple of really good chances that they could have actually nicked the win there, and yet we're here again. It's 0-0, 26 minutes to go, and again, 2 very closely matched sides. And even tonight, you saw that Gungahlin get over the top of Tigers, 1-0 last minute.
It's a really tight division, isn't it? I mean, we mentioned that you can throw a blanket over that top 5 as it is at the moment, and you can, like I said, you can probably even count Tuggeranong in amongst that, and if Monero get a result against Belconnen on the weekend, they're back in the mix too.
Well, obviously Monero, they got their win on the weekend, but their performances against Tigers and Canberra Croatia earlier in the season showed what they're about.
Well, here's Popovic bursting into the air. Real chance here if he can pull it across for Dominici with a header. It's blocked on the line. Stunning bit of defending by Pochi, I think it was. It looked, for all intents and purposes, as if Stephen Dominici was going to give Olympic the lead, but what a piece of defending from Pochi.
What a great piece of play there from Nick Popovic as well, just to get around the defender and actually deliver that ball into Stephen Dominici. Diving header, and did everything right, kept it low. Great defending.
Marko Vrkic picks up a yellow card and another free kick within shooting range, and this one's a decent distance, but it is definitely within the scope of Daniel Sparrow. Yeah,
this sort of distance allows you to really take a good hit at it. But it looks like they're lining up for a cross here, Russ.
We saw in the League One, in the Championship playoff final, sometimes you can get caught out if you're looking for a cross with a sneaky little one round the wall. Sam Brown is alert to that, I think. Sparrow may go for goal. Does go for goal round the wall. Tried to sneak it into Sam Brown's near post. He's won another corner for Olympic. Close to double figures for them this evening.
No outlet forward for Canberra Croatia either. You got Piccolo and Faust sitting on halfway, pretty much marking no one.
Yeah, every single red shirt in their own penalty area. Swung in towards Ulrich, headed clear by Oida. Picked up by Sparrow, who will reload into the area again. Oida once more knocks it away. Dominici this time. Kelly with that cannonball of a right foot, but couldn't get it on target.
Yeah, difficult to actually get some power behind a strike like that when you've actually got to take a step backwards to get in there, and Sparrow's really pressed here.
Well, and he's pressed enough to foul Vrkic. He needs to be careful. He's just got himself a yellow card. Wasn't impressed by what he saw from Sparrow. Sam Brown did him no favours there, did he?
No.
with that
Sparrow had seen that from... You could see Sparrow making that run 30 metres away. And Lolo, he got sent off here last year when Canberra Olympic beat Canberra Croatia 3-0 for a tackle straight red on Jay Kelly.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, that one, right in front of us.
And that actually kept Jay Kelly out for a few weeks, actually, so...
It was his first card of the season, that, Marko Vrkic.
He's done well. Like, him and Subasic have done a really good job so far this year.
Well, they're both reasonably young players, but between them, they've played 138 NPL games. And you add in the 170 that Ivan Pavlak's played, and that's quite an experienced back four. That came off the heels of Balac. Calabria has it. Here's Dominici. Cutting into that right foot like he's done. That's a good ball through. Kelly, he tried to open his body up and find Piccolo when the strike was on.
That's a great
unselfish
idea,
though.
If he finds the right pass, and that's 2 misplaced passes in a row there from Jay Kelly, even the free kick. He's coming back from injury. Maybe he's just starting to get a bit tired. And you can see the Olympic bench warming up. So might be something that's going through Robbie's mind at the moment.
Has he got a game changer amongst those substitutes? I suppose there are Heggie, Seb Woods are names that spring to mind, of course. Michael Sutherland, Dimitri Paraskos, the other outfield players.
Yeah, well, Sebi Woods has came on and really ignited Olympic against Belconnen.
We're going to get a double change for Canberra, Croatia before then. Jordan Lamb and Dom Giampaolo, I think. Well, Dom Giampaolo definitely coming on for Nikos Kalfas.
Yeah, Barrett has gone out to the left and Dom Giampaolo's gone up to the centre forward position there.
Jordan Lamb stripped off, ready to go as well. So he'll be joining us shortly. Oida sends it wide. Faust knocks it clear. Here is Giampaolo's first involvement. Dom Giampaolo's goal from the penalty spot against Gungahlin, believe it or not, Frank, was his first goal in league football in over a year. He bagged a hat-trick in the FFA Cup game against Brindabella last year, but that was his only goals.
Right.
And here he is looking to get on the end of that pass from Colbertaldo. Dominici back defending. Here's Piccolo looking for the run of Kelly.
Yeah, he was deployed a little bit deeper last year under Luca Uda's coaching. So, different role. He's been played a lot more forward with Dean coaching.
He's through the middle now. Here's Ugrinic. Calabria beat him to it. Tanoski. Dominici becoming more influential as the game goes on into the final 20 minutes. Here's Tanoski. Kelly. Can he shape something on that right foot? Curls it on the left foot rather, just wide of goal. And I think, judging by the noise that we got from the far hand side, that was closer than we thought.
I think that was very close. Jay looked head in his hands after that, and it looks like Seb Woods is about to come on for Olympic.
Yeah, wondering if that's Jay Kelly's last involvement. Seb Woods, we can't quite see who's coming off at the moment. Jordan Lamb's going to join us too.
It does look like.
It's Tanoski. His last first grade game in Canberra was in 2013. This was his 51st NPL match.
And that would have been on this pitch, I reckon, Russ. Was that the 8-5?
Yeah, I think it was the 8-5 grand final.
Yep, under Dean when he was coaching Olympic.
So Lamb comes on for Pavlak as well. Tanoski, what did you make of his 70 minutes?
Look, I thought he was pretty effective there. I don't know when the last time he's played, but you know, fatigue is always going to come into it, and you can actually see a lot of players are actually getting a bit tired. Great turn again, Colbertaldo. Yeah,
Colbertaldo off he goes. It's 4v4 at the moment. Ugrinic wide, up against Lindstedt, delivers into the middle. Dom Gianpaolo tried to curl it, and Calabria finds Dominici. Lamb's first involvement is an important tackle. Dominici. Oida in there, thumping challenge from Michael Piccolo. Gets it back from his keeper. Looks forward, Subasic is there. Now here's Seb Woods, but the whistle's gone for handball against Josh Calabria. 20 minutes to go, Frank. Put your prediction hat on. Can you see a winner here?
Croatia coming off number 11.
In fact, have a think about that because Ugrinic is in behind. His first touch lets him down.
Olympic coming off number 45, Hristijan Tanoski being replaced by number...
And we'll come back to that point in a minute, Frank. Who do you think is going to win the game, if anyone?
I thought a draw before the game.
And you did say that for anybody listening, yep.
I'm not saying that there's no goals in this because I think both teams are knocking on the door. It's almost as if both teams are a little bit scared of, probably more scared of conceding than they are of trying to grab a winner.
Kishler offside. Olympic not ready to rest on their laurels. Kelly tried to put it through. And free kick is the outcome. And it's Canberra Croatia's turn to go early. Nico Oida, he's had a good game in midfield. Yeah,
I'm really impressed with him. Good young product, local product. Spent some time in Sydney as well, playing NPL for Sydney FC in their under-20s. Played NYL for Canberra as well. Looks like Seb Woods has been deployed up front, Russ, and Nick Popovich has dropped into that 10 position that Kiki Tanoski was playing before he got substituted, and it looks like Asosa Ahigi's warming up as well.
Well, they're all going to have to defend in the meantime because Dom Gianpaolo is lining up this free kick, swinging it into the danger area. Larkin came, got a piece of it, might fall for Badac at the second attempt, will fall for Colbertaldo. Strike from Subasic. Colbertaldo twisting away from Woods, who caught him. Free kick again, and Daniel Colbertaldo felt that one.
Just wouldn't sit for Daniel Barrett, could it?
Took an air swing at the first one, didn't he?
Yeah. Might have backed himself just to sort of dink that over the top. Rory was a long way out of his goal when he came out for the punch. So rather than going for power there, maybe just a dink.
Well, Gianpaolo's last free kick caused consternation for Rory Larkin. What's he going to do with this one, the substitute? Flatter delivery, good delivery as well. They're queuing up in there, but no one in a red shirt could get the vital touch, and it was Subasic with the acrobatics on the far post.
Excellent delivery, John Paolo there. Could have been 3 Canberra Croatia heads or bodies get on the end of that, and would have made it very, very difficult for Rory Larkin to come up with an answer.
Well, they asked the questions. Calabria, Dominici, Oiders there. Lamb, Kishta. Oh, lets it run under his feet. Now Sparrow slides it in for Jay Kelly. And Kelly's in on goal here. Real chance for Jay Kelly. And Canberra Olympic take the lead. Kelly never looked like missing when he got in. A wonderful pass. And the finish was accurate. And the visitors, as they often do at Deakin Stadium, are in front.
So happy for Jay Kelly. Coming back from injury, the ball got lost by Kistis in the middle of the park, unleashed Jay Kelly by Daniel Sparrow, through ball, too much space for the Canberra Croatia backline. I think Sam Brown was coming out to block the close the angle, slight slip, and then Kelly's managed to slide it in underneath him. 1-0 Canberra Olympic.
And the incredible run of results that Canberra Olympic have had at this stadium, well, at 50 minutes time it may well continue. I did mention they've won 5 of the last 6 regular season games at this venue. It's quite incredible. I mean, in NPL history from 2013, Canberra, Croatia have only lost 5 or 6 games here. Immediately, here's Ugrinic looking for a response. Could only find Roy Larkin.
Big chance there for Jason. Got him behind Josh Calabria. Great little ball there, a great little combination between Gianpaolo and Colbertaldo. Don't rule Canberra Croatia out of this game.
Well, about 2 minutes ago, you called a draw with goals. You're not far wrong at the moment, Frank. Subasic. Calabria. Ugrinic wins the header, but Dominici's going to take it off him and advance forwards. Calabria. Popovic. Ulrich. Asked too much of Dominici, and that was nearly us. It's in the park behind us.
Give him a compliment, he's shooting balls at us. He did apologise.
Colbertaldo, neat and tidy as usual. Nice flick, Ugrinic. Tried to find Gianpaolo, but Calabria was there. In the 15 games since 2013, Frank, Canberra Olympic won 7, FC 6, 2 draws, 17 goals each. So there's usually not a lot between these sides, and as I said, it's quite remarkable that Olympic always seem to win here and FC always seem to win at O'Connor.
Yeah, like I said, Russ, I still fancy Canberra Croatia to ask a couple of questions before the end of the game. Having said that, if they start bombing on, the pace of the Olympic forward line, Popovic, Seb Woods, Jay Kelly, Dominici, could expose them.
Well, if nothing else, we're in for a grandstand final 13 minutes. Here's Woods. He's quite a good runner with the ball at his feet. His change of direction is good.
Yeah, you'd want a bit of support there, though, Sebi. He was really just one out against 4 Canberra Croatia defenders.
It's been a bit unlucky not to play so much this season, Seb Woods. He's had 3 appearances, all from the bench. Scored a goal in the opening game of the season, the 2-1 loss to Belconnen United.
Yep, and you can see just now, like with some of the teams that are towards the top of the table, there's some big decisions that coaches need to make.
Pochi is putting the pressure on here. Kishta finds Gianpaolo. Oida. Colbertaldo. Now Lamb. Taking on Calabria. And that's a foul by Daniel Colbertaldo on Michael Piccolo. Fairly simple decision, that one.
Could have easily seen yellow for that.
Yeah, it was fairly cynical, wasn't it? Something you'd see up the road in Bruce Stadium.
He's worked tirelessly, Daniel Colbertaldo. He's really, he really makes Canberra Croatia tick.
Larkin sends it forward. 11 minutes to go live on Bar TV Sports. You're watching midweek NPL football, the catch-up round 4 game. And Jay Kelly's call divides the two teams. Canberra Croatia 0, Canberra Olympic 1. A goal which at the moment puts Olympic into second place on the ladder on 9 points. You can perhaps hear the frustration on some of the Canberra Croatia players on the amount of time that Olympic are taking over this throw-in. Oida wins a header. Can't blame them though. Game management, I think they call it.
Some could call it just being Italian there, Josh Calabria.
Here is Calabria. Colbertaldo battling with him. Piccolo tried to squeeze it down the line. Dominici tries the Rabona. Wasn't a lot on for him.
He won the throw-in though, he's done well.
And he's nicked about 10 metres there as well. So Alex McConaughey's seen it though, sent them backwards. Josh Calabria just inching up to where
he was
Dominici was anyway.
You can see Colbertaldo starting to get a little bit frustrated now, Russ.
That's up towards us as well. Look at the shooting gallery up here at the moment, Frank. That was Lars Elric this time.
Jeez. Says a lot, these boys.
Oida, great turn and skill, but he can't squeeze the ball through the gap. Nick Oida. Settling quite nicely into the team this year, Nick Oida.
Yeah, elegant player.
Woods can't get hold of that. Colbertaldo into the final 10 minutes. Have Canberra Croatia got a response to that Jay Kelly goal? Here is the goal scorer. Happy to send that one forward for Nick Faust to chase. He's putting the pressure on as well, but Marko Verkic does well defensively.
And yeah, if this result stays as it is, I think it puts Canberra Olympic in second place behind Gungahlin, Ross.
Certainly does. Just mentioned that point. It will put them a point behind on 9. They'll leave a bit of a logjam below that. Canberra Croatia on 7, Belconnen on 7, Tigers on 6. Flag goes up.
Must have been tight.
And you can hear the frustration at the moment. There's another change for Canberra Olympic at the moment.
Dimi Paraskos, I think.
Paraskos, the midfielder, scored his first NPL goal in the midweek win over Tuggeranong United. That 5-1 success at the AIS, and he's coming on for Nick Popovic, who played his 50th NPL match tonight. And would have been a lot more if it hadn't been for injuries.
Yeah, and so hands the captain's armband over to Jay Kelly, by the looks.
Substitution for Canberra Olympic.
And Dibi Praskos returned to the club this year after spending 2019 with the Tigers. Was part of their grand final team on this venue. Oida, time running out for Canberra Croatia. His Lamb. Had mentioned they hadn't lost before today. That's deflected. It might come for Colbertaldo. Kelly was back there defending, and that's a hell of a ball as well to find Dominici. Now Woods is goal side of Subasic here. He'll have to do it on his own, Seb Woods. Support arriving now. Dominici has it. Paraskos in front, Calabria behind. Sparrow square. Faust with an acre of space here to exploit. Takes on Kishta into the penalty area, fizzes it across, but Sam Brown happily.
Good numbers forward here for Canberra Croatia if they can release it quickly.
They've got to take a gamble now, haven't they? May as well throw some numbers up in attack, and they may get picked off on the break. Here's Piccolo to Dominici. Looks back to Piccolo. Tries to find Woods. And the flag goes up against Seb Woods. Jason, Jordan Lamb wanted to get on with it. And you can see the frustration, can't you? It's visible.
It is, and audible.
Space for Kishta. And their whistle has gone again, and we're having to come back because the free kick was taken 2 or 3 metres away from the spot where it was given.
It's a metre away from where he was taking it.
It frustrates players, doesn't it?
Oh, it frustrates everyone, Russ. Like, regardless of what team you support, or did it really make that much difference? All it did was slow the game down.
Calabria slides in to win it. Wilder sends it forward. Great ball to find New Greenwich behind. Badac is coming into the middle now. Real chance for Badac. 1-1. Was never going to miss that chance. And Canberra, Croatia draw themselves level with 6 minutes to play.
Outstanding break there from Canberra, Croatia. Great little ball there from Nikola Udjo into Jason Ugrinic, who's played the ball across the face of goal to Daniel Barac, who's raced in, unmarked, and finished brilliantly there to make it 1 each.
I mentioned he hadn't had a goal this season, Daniel Badac. Well, he has now, and it's a vital one. And Frank Keisha, he's doing the lottery numbers this weekend. Great call. That the goal scoring wasn't done, and at 0-0, it's now 1 apiece with 5 minutes to play.
Funny thing is, Russ, no one's complaining about that ball going back for that free kick now.
It wouldn't True story. It wouldn't have happened, would it? Great pick out from Nico Oider's pass down the line to Ugrinic was superb. Canberra, Croatia sensing blood here. They feel they can win it.
Well, you could see as soon as Olympic scored, they lifted, and you could hear how frustrated the Canberra, Croatia boys were getting. You could see it, and now, again, now the goals happened. Canberra, Croatia have lifted. Olympics have just given away a silly free kick near the in the middle of the park there, which was needless, and the frustration would now be turning to the boys in blue.
Changes the league table again. Canberra, Croatia would stay second on 8 points. Canberra Olympic would go up to third on 7, just ahead of Belconnen United on goal difference. Still time for that to change, though. Gianpaolo into the penalty area. The flick on, and Oider scores, but the penalty's been given. He's given a spot kick, and controversy and drama at the death here again. Alex McConaughey's given a penalty to Canberra, Croatia when Nico Oider's header had found the bottom corner. You couldn't script this, Frank.
Well, he's walking across to talk to his linesman. He's blown.
Well, he can't give the goal, can he? Because he's blown the whistle.
I wouldn't have thought so, Russ. He's blown the whistle for the penalty.
Unfortunately, it is what it is. It's a penalty kick, though, to Canberra, Croatia. The whistle had gone before the ball had hit the back of the net. As it is, it's still a glorious opportunity for the home side to turn this one on its head.
Dom Gianpaolo against Rory Larkin, but just go back to the free kick that the Olympic gave away there. Dimi Paraskos, needless. See if Rory can save Olympics bacon here, and I tell you what, this will be controversial if he doesn't score.
Dom Gianpaolo scored a penalty here to rescue a point against Gungahlin United. With 3.5 minutes to play, Dom Gianpaolo could potentially win this for Canberra, Croatia. He's usually cool and calm and collected from the spot. It's Gianpaolo for Canberra, Croatia, and he scores. Ruthlessly dispatched into the bottom corner, and you can see what it means to those in red. 1-0 down, 2-1 up. They've turned this on its head.
And Rory Larkin might be disappointed there because he seemed to actually dive over the top of that.
Where has this come from? All of a sudden, Canberra, Croatia looked like they were losing. And suddenly, in the space of 3 minutes, they're 2-1 ahead. But we always said at the top of the broadcast, Frank, there's always drama when these two play. There's always talking points. And we've had plenty more again tonight.
Absolutely, Russ. And the Olympic boys are looking around now. They're trying to find answers. Ice cold through his veins there, Dom Gianpaolo. He'll be buzzing right at the moment.
Second of the season for Dom Gianpaolo. Both of them penalties. Jay Kelly into the middle.
But how controversial could that have been? Deacon actually, Canberra, Croatia actually scored.
We'll come back to it in a second because here's Gianpaolo again in behind. Swings it into the penalty area. Good clearance from Lindstedt.
And Lars Ulrich is pulling up pretty short there.
Dominici can't keep it in play. And it's Canberra Croatia's time to take turn to take their time. They're going to make one last throw of the dice. I suppose Heggie's going to come on for Ulrich, who, as you said, Frank, was pulling up a bit lame there ahead of the game against Tigers on the weekend for Canberra Olympic at O'Connor.
Yep, and that's a big blow there for Olympic, but now they go 3 at the back. By the looks of things, the last probably, we've got a minute and 30 to go, plus injury, so really rolling the dice now, Olympic.
Dominici launches it forward. Great win in the air by Subasic. Oida sends it back to Verkic. Happy to send that forward. Calabria wins the header. Was caught by Dom Gianpaolo. Free kick to Canberra Olympic. Sam Brown rather sportingly sends it back at the other end of the pitch. He could have left that.
Yeah, Josh Calabria looks like he's just...
I think Dom Gianpaolo landed on his foot when he jumped up in the air. We're into the final minute, plus stoppage time, however long Alex McConaughey and his team of officials will add on. It's Canberra Olympic's turn to look for a winner, or an equaliser rather, something that looked unlikely 50 minutes ago when they were 1-0 up. It's a loose clearance. Ugrinic sends it forwards. Calabria with the left foot towards Kelly. It's asking too much. And Pochi just lets it run out of play, and Sam Brown will be in no rush whatsoever. An amazing turnaround. Into stoppage time at the end of 90 minutes. We don't get a fourth officials board, so we'll be guessing about how much time we're going to play.
You'd imagine you'd probably get 2 or 3 with the substitutions and the goals, Russ, so I'd say probably banking on around 3 minutes.
Generally 3 minutes these days, isn't it? If not a bit longer.
Yeah, it's a standard 3.
Standard 3. 93-minute football matches, plus a little bit longer sometimes, depending on what generous mood the officials are in. Rory Larkin, who hasn't had an awful lot to do all evening and found himself beaten twice. Heggie trying to battle with Subasic, who's happy to concede the throw.
That was a touch from Dominici there, Heggie, though.
Surely Olympic will throw everybody forward here. Heggie wants to take the throw to Woods. Finds Dominici. Looks to lift it in. Great block, Subasic. Falls for Calabria. Heggie. Lamb stands him up, squeezes in somehow to Woods, who fires it across goal. It's going to come loose for Nick Faust. Drives it at goal and it's deflected off Barach for a corner. Rory Larkin asking Robbie Catanach if he can go forwards.
I've never seen Rory win a header, just quietly. But that was well worked from the 2 Olympic substitutions, Seb Woods and the Heggie.
Everyone back, ball swung into the area. Heggie, it comes off his back. Woods jumps to try and reach it, keeps it in play. Does he? No, he doesn't. Goal kick, Canberra, Croatia. They may just have seen it out. This is a different football team than we saw last year, though, Frank, aren't they? I mean, last year they could hardly bar a win at the start of the season. This year they're grinding out results in some of the matches. They grinded out the 3 points at the Riverside. They got themselves a draw in difficult conditions here against Gungahlin, and they may well have turned this one around.
They've definitely turned this one around, Russ. I mean, I'm really impressed with the character they've shown. They could have imploded there. You could hear, people were getting frustrated. Players were asking for each other for a lift, and they got it. So good response here, Canberra, Croatia.
Credit to Dean Ugrinic and his coaching staff as well for the culture they're building here now. Genuine threat for the title. Still got time to hold out. That's an interesting back pass towards Brown.
Bit of pressure would have been good from Olympic.
And that clearance from Brown's only found Dominici. Is there one last chance for Canberra Olympic? Piccolo swings it in. There's no one to hit in the penalty area.
It's a very good ball there from Michael Piccolo.
Pochi finds Barach, whose goal sparked this turnaround. Kishta, who's been quietly effective once again. Been a great pickup, Emilio Kishta from Monero Panthers.
That's it, Alex. It's going to start raining.
The Canberra Croatia committee have decided that enough's enough.
Well, they've called it early.
I'm not sure if you could pick that up on the mics, but...
There's a challenge in midfield. It's going to fall for Kelly. Slides it to Woods. Back to Kelly again. Woods once more. Skips past one challenge. Ehegi, real chance of Sosa Ehegi in the penalty area. Still going Ehegi. Couldn't pull the trigger.
Caught?
Could not pull the trigger.
Did he get caught, Russ?
Couldn't quite see from here. Still back in towards Woods. Flag goes up for offside. Didn't go down, did he? But wonder why he didn't pull the trigger. Dribbled his way past 3 players. Was he impeded?
We'll never know.
Well, we could watch the replay later.
Well, yeah, then we know. Right now, we don't know.
Fog sweeping in over Deakin Stadium as we deep into injury time. Jay Kelly's pulled up with a tweak there and either a hammy or, let's hope that's not his hamstring again. Or maybe his calf. Something's gone with Jay Kelly, the Olympic goal scorer.
And
it's cramp, is it?
I hope that's all it is, because this, if Olympic do manage to not get a result out of this, and they've got Lars Ulrich injured and Jay Kelly's out for any period of time, and you could see Josh Calabria was sort of struggling a little bit just a few minutes ago as well. The prospect of Tigers this weekend on the back of a loss could be not a great result.
Tasty treat for the individuals and the neutrals, though. Olympic versus Tigers. Top 4 spots on the line. The fog really has come in. Only certain parts of Deakin Stadium.
I think this result pretty much makes us a clear top 2 now, Russ.
Ehegi, who had that half chance a moment ago, and he's showed some good pace. Tries to hook that into the penalty area. There's nobody there in support of him, though. And anywhere will do for Canberra, Croatia. Faust finds Woods. Faust again. Sparrow showed some good endeavour again tonight, Daniel Sparrow, and he's laid that off to no one in particular, and Badac has just lamped it the other end of the field. Alex McConaughey's had a look at his watch. If you can see Rory Larkin through the gloom, he's going to just hammer this forward, looking for a blue shirt. Dominici brings it down. Cole Bataldo on his back. Paraskos, that's got too much meat on it, has it? It has. And that might well be.
Yeah, another look at the watch, Russ.
They're down to 10 as well. Jay Kelly's getting treatment for that.
Yeah, it looks
cramp.
Looks like cramp.
And now it's McConaughey blows a 4-time whistle, and Canberra, Croatia have come from behind to steal the 3 points. Frank, we waited a long time for it to kick into gear. It was a tactical chess match, really, for about 70 minutes. But after Jay Kelly had put Canberra Olympic in front, it all suddenly kicked off. It didn't look like Canberra, Croatia were going to win the game, did it? But you felt that they would get back into it, and they certainly did.
You could see there was always going to be an opportunity there, and 2 goals in the last 5 minutes there is given the result to Canberra, Croatia. We now have a clear top 2, I think, in the competition as far as points on the table go. I wouldn't be ruling out Olympic for the rest of the season. They've got enough players and good quality players there to get results. Robbie will get these boys back in, regroup, but hats off to Dean Ugrenic and his team in red. They deserve, to get something out of the game. To manage to get the win is outstanding.
Thanks for your company again this evening, Frank. As Frank said, we have 2 teams at the top now. Gungahlin United on 10 points plus 7 goal difference. Canberra, Croatia also on 10 points plus 4 goal difference. Balconing United sitting pretty in third on 7. Then Canberra Olympic on 6 plus 4 goal difference. Tigers on 6 plus 3. Tuggeranong on 4. Monero Panthers on 3. Woden Western at the bottom. On the weekend, reminder, you can join us at the Riverside. Balconing United versus Monero Panthers at 3 o'clock. Hawker on Sunday, 3 o'clock. Tuggeranong versus Gungahlin United. This match here at Deakin Stadium, well, it kicked off in the fog, it kicked off in the gloom and the rain, but we had to wait until the last 15 minutes for the action to really kick in. Jay Kelly gave Canberra Olympic the lead, and just as it looked as if they were going to hold on to win, 2 goals in 3 minutes turned it around for the hosts. Daniel Balac levelled things up, and Dom Giampaolo from the penalty spot 3 minutes from time won it for Canberra, Croatia. It finished Canberra, Croatia 2, Canberra Olympic 1.